Birds, 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 birds. I'm on the balcony. What's that I spy? That's not a plane, that's a bird flying high. Stick my arm out, got some binocs in my hand. Put some seeds there and that's where the bird will land. Birds, 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 birds.
High track, Grammy Award winning.
And welcome back to Winging with Alejandro. I'm your host, Alejandro, and I gotta give a big shout out to the camera person, Priscilla Vinosa, aka Sissy.
Woo! Yeah.
The nice weather's making her go a little cuckoo.
It is.
So, this bird, find it during the warmer months and before it migrates in the fall. And this bird is the great catbird. Dun dun dun. So the great catbird says, let's get right into it.
Okay.
So, great catbird is is a medium-sized bird, so like about a robin-sized bird that we learned about last episode in episode 3. So if you didn't get a chance to check out episode 3, click on the link down low. So it's a robin-sized bird. Just like it says in its name, it's gray all around. It has like a thin, narrow bill. And it has also a gray cap, like a darker cap on top of its head. And underneath the tail, it has a long tail, and underneath the tail, you can see that it has like a cinnamon color underneath its tail. It's just cinnamon colored. And the gray catbirds are not sexual dimorphic, which means what?
Oh, they all look the same.
They look the same, exactly. Now, it uses that thin, narrow bill to eat insects. So they'll actually spend their time foraging on the ground and flipping through leaves in order to eat insects. And they love to eat moths, they love to eat caterpillars, and they love to eat beetles. And they'll also eat berries as well. So you can see the difference in the size of the beaks between the cardinal, which we learned about in episode 2, and the great catbird. The great catbird, again, has a thin, narrow beak, and the cardinal has a thicker, I guess wider, shorter beak. The cardinals use that beak to eat what?
To eat
Mostly
berries, nuts,
seeds.
seeds. Yes.
They use that thick beak to crush and open
You
seeds.
can
so they
edit it
eat
out. Edit.
So the great catbird is mostly known for its singing. A long series of short notes or phrases that are made up of whistles. I forgot. Whistles, squeaks, and just random other noises. And they imitators. They imitate other birds, they imitate frogs, and they sometimes even imitate mechanical sounds. So they put all those random notes together to make one long song that can be sung for several minutes, up to 10 minutes. Kind of like me when I rap. Because I spit #fire bars, but sometimes they sound like a whole bunch of nothing into something.
Don't do it.
My name is Alejandro. I really like cilantro. When it rains, I wear a poncho.
Stop it. You're embarrassing that we don't watch that name.
#bars, SoundCloud. They also have a meow call, hence the name Great Catbird.
Meow.
So again, the great catbird can be seen during the spring, summer, and even fall before it migrates. Sis, where do you think they migrate to?
The warmer climate.
Exactly. So they migrate towards a warmer climate. So they'll go to Texas. They'll go to Florida. Some of them even fly to Central South America, to like Colombia, the Bahamas, Cuba, and they go there for vacation. You know, they want to catch their summer tan. They want to be a warmer climate, kind of like humans that wish.
Yes, I love this catbird.
Don't interrupt me.
I'm
Next
sorry.
time.
Apologies. Apologies.
Kind of like humans when they want to just get away from the cold climate. They visit sometimes hotter climate weather. That's what the great catbird does as well. And then they come back during the springtime for the breeding season. And the thing about the catbird, when they're nesting, they can also become very, just like other birds, they become very territorial. They'll fluff up the feathers and grow strong. They'll try to flex. And they also sometimes open up their beak up in the sky. And this catbird, for instance, as you can see right here, this catbird right here actually has pointed its beak up to the sky close to me. There was no other birds around it. I was the only human near it, so apparently me and this great catbird got beef. I don't know how, because I'm vegan. So, and the cool thing about the eggs of the great catbirds is that the eggs, kind of like the robin, they're also colored. They are turquoise green and sometimes have red spots on them. And the females build the nest, which are usually made up of twigs, grasses, and sometimes even human trash. So you can say they even recycle for us sometimes. But please, people, always throw your trash in the garbage. Let's help out our environment. And the other cool thing about the great catbirds is that the adults are able to recognize foreign eggs. So what I mean by that is that there's a bird that's called a brown-headed cowbird, which is known as a brood parasitic. Now, brown-headed cowbirds, they don't make nests. They just lay their eggs in other birds' nests and let those birds raise their young. But great catbirds are able to recognize that those aren't their eggs. So what they'll do is they'll make a hole in the brown-headed cowbird's eggs or physically pick it up and throw it out the nest. And brown-headed cowbirds, sometimes when they do is when they lay their eggs in other bird species' nests, they'll throw whatever eggs are already laid there off the nest. So that way the brown-headed cowbird only gets raised, unfortunately. But the great catbirds are able to recognize that, so that doesn't happen in them. And we have reached the end of the episode, which means it's review time. Ready, sis?
I'm ready.
This is for the audience, so whatever
I
happens,
got you, audience.
happens.
Okay. Go.
What do the great catbirds sound like?
Meow. That's what you said. I'm kidding.
But that's the call.
Okay. They sound, well, they don't really have a signature sound because they copy off of other sounds, such as other birds' calls, sometimes mechanic sounds, and they kind of mesh it all into one, and that's their call.
Exactly.
And
oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not even done. And their call goes on for a long time sometimes.
The song goes on for a
Their
long
song.
time.
Apologies.
Good job. I'll give you 2 bonus points for that one.
So,
I just want to say to the audience, if there's a bird that you've seen in New York City that you know lives in New York City, and you wish to have an episode on it, or just comment below about what bird that is, and we can learn about it together. All right, and that's a wrap, people. That was episode 4 of Winging with Alejandro. Again, I'm your host, Alejandro. That's the camera person, Priscilla Mendoza, aka my sister. So at this point, sis, go cue the outro.
This episode was brought to you by Cristadora, Nature, Learning, Leadership, where we help New York City students connect with nature. For more information on who we are, visit our website, cristadora.org. To join the social media fun, don't forget the hashtags Winging It with Alejandro, Nature from My Window, Cristadora.